We've got Bjorn from ABBA, who, thanks very much, Holly. He's going to be here. He's going to be talking to us about Mamma Mia. Not the single, not the film, or even the West End show, but something new. Mamma Mia, the party.
It's what they're calling an immersive dining and theatre experience, which has been running in Sweden for 3 years already. Now it's coming to the UK. Have a look.
Well, Bjorn is with us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
That looks like a crazy experience. How on earth did that come about?
Mamma Mia, the party.
Yes.
Well, I was sort of thinking, you know, at the end of the musical, the stage musical, people got up and they danced in the aisles. And I always thought if there was a party next door, they would go to it. Because there was a party mood.
So that's the whole idea of it. It's just what it is. You eat.
Yeah, you eat, you drink, and you don't have to. You know, the rush you have to the pre-dinner, pre-show dinner. You have to rush for that, and then to the theatre, and afterwards you might want to go to a club. All of that wrapped into one.
And you've been working with Sandi Toksvig,
yes,
the Great British Bake Off host.
Yeah, she's a very funny, intelligent, lovely woman. And we have had so much fun working on that script.
So you've created a new. It's not the kind of the Mamma Mia story that people are familiar with from the film. It's a whole new story.
It's a whole new story. It's played out in real time, and the story comes to you because you're in Nikos Taverna and you're sitting at your table, and everything is happening around you. But it's a story about Nikos and his friends and family. Told like a musical with spoken dialogue and ABBA songs.
And Nikos is?
Nikos is the Taverna owner. He is the star of the Taverna.
And so people will hear the ABBA hits. I mean, they're
yeah, but not
throughout.
necessarily the ones that you heard in the movies or in the musical. There are others too, which they might recognize. A few of them are quite unknown, I think.
Anything new?
Nothing new yet, no.
Oh,
but there might be in the future.
Tell me about that, because I know you're asked about this a lot. And, you know, you can understand people being so excited about you guys getting back together and writing and singing again, which is what's been happening, isn't
yes, it happened last year. We wrote a couple of songs, and Benny and I, and we called the ladies and asked them, would you consider going into a recording studio again? And last time they did it was winter '82. So we did. We have recorded a couple of songs, and you'll get to hear them next year.
And now
I won't mention a date, but
you have to tell us a little bit more about the sort of getting in '82. So that was the last time you're in a room. The four of you in a room together?
No,
or is it not quite
we've been in a room together after that.
Okay.
A couple of times, but it was different, you know, coming into that recording studio, which was.
So describe that. I mean, was it emotional? Was it how did it feel?
It was very emotional. I mean, we were looking at each other, you know. There was that, you know, control desk and all the familiar stuff. And we looked at each other, and it all came rushing back.
But also, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know, there were two married couples in there.
Yes.
You know, so it's an example of exes still getting on and still having a connection and able to work together.
Yes, we have such strong bonds because of everything we've gone through, obviously.
The sound of the two ladies singing, because their voices, I mean, when you hear them sing, no offence to the men, but when you hear those two voices together, that's something you can't copy.
No, and that's so amazing. It's just you know, it happened by chance, really. And when we recorded new songs, and they went into the studio itself with the mics and everything, and they started singing, and it sounds the same.
Really?
Yes.
Because some artists do say, and not necessarily a bad thing, that over time the voices change. You know, there are different.
Yeah, the
differences.
timbre hasn't changed. They're slightly lower, perhaps, but the timbre and the sound of them together hasn't changed.
I'm always fascinated. We saw a little clip just then with the outfits and the costumes, and that was a big part of the, you know, the look.
Yeah.
Did you keep any of those outfits for
a
nostalgia's sake?
A lot of them are actually at ABBA, the museum in
So people can go and
Stockholm.
see them?
People can go to see them, but yeah, sure, if they want to. Some of the early ones, I cringe when I see photos.
Oh no, you mustn't.
Yes, I do. It's a terrible taste, but
the
we
white
got better
suits?
towards the end.
The white suits, is that something you cringe?
No, the white suit is
That's one of my
good.
favourite outfits.
That's okay.
Yeah, white with a bit of gold.
There was one in the beginning with when I looked like Superman, or tried to,
Not a
which
bad thing.
was. You haven't seen that one, thank you.
And I will look on it on the internet later, just to get an idea. Tell me, do people have to dress up for the party? The stage show?
It's like a summer holiday in Greece. Once you enter that taverna, you relax, you sit down and enjoy yourselves with friends, and you can dress, you know, in summer clothes if you want to. But I've met, you know, coming out of the elevator at the hotel I'm staying, close to the O2, were 3 women in dungarees and feather boas. So people do dress up.
Did they
as well.
recognise you?
You know, they sort of looked, and then the doors went like that, and that's when they recognized me.
So their moment, they didn't get their
No,
moment
they
to
didn't get that
selfie.
selfie.
Yeah,
Well,
my
sad.
impression always was that you and Benny liked the fact that you were able to take a back seat. You know, the profile was very much on the 2 ladies
Yes.
in the front. Was that your natural personalities sort of coming out in the way that it played out over time?
It was the natural thing to do because the 2 ladies were terrific singers, while Benny and I were, you know, yeah, I did a few good, like Does Your Mother Know, a few good vocals, but they were much better. So they had the bulk of the songs, and it was natural to put them in front. And we of course wrote the songs and were the producers, so it sort of worked out that way.
Are you going to be at the party when it opens in the O2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the 19th of this month.
Well, a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun because, as you well know, ABBA fans in the UK are probably they're the biggest fans in the world. I know it's been running in Stockholm for quite some time, hasn't it?
Yeah,
So,
but no, the UK is really, you know, I think the most avid fans are here.
I think you're right.
Probably.
Part of the culture here is fantastic. It's been
Yeah.
an absolute joy having you on the sofa.
Thank you for
with us.
having me.
Thank you. And Mamma Mia, the party, opens at the O2 in London next Thursday.
8:51. I'm so tempted to ask Matt if he has a favourite ABBA song. He must do, Matt.
Actually, the number 1 when I was born was Fernando. Does that count?
Oh, it's a bit sad, that one, isn't it?
Fernando.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
bit,
it kind of
maudlin.
it dates me as well, doesn't it?
It's sad.
Bjorn
Sorry.
says, Bjorn's
I
here
didn't
with
say
us,
it's my
Matt.
favourite.
He confirms that it's a little bit, you said it's a little bit rather sad song.
It's a bit sad, yes. It's like the Mexican Freedom War, and it's
Yeah.
a little
that's,
sad,
that's
yes.
brought the
Well
tone
done.
down, hasn't
Well
it?
done,
Yeah,
Matt,
yeah.
bringing
Well,
the
sorry
mood
about
down.
that.
Yeah, well done, Matt. Killed that one, didn't you?
Boy.
Good job you've... It's
Always
good job.
me.
It's a good job you've got fantastic
Just say another one.
surroundings.
Say another one.
Take a chance on me. That's
There you go.
That's happy.
There you go.
That's happy.
Take a chance on me. That's your new favourite, according to
That's
Bjorn.
always been my favourite.
Yeah,
Good,
there you go.
good,
Well
good,
done.
good.
Always
Okay.
been my favourite,
Let's
that
talk
one.
about
There you go. Thank you very much.
tidying up the D, shall we?